Welcome. It's time now for Flashback, a recap of some of the stories that made headlines during the week. We start off on Monday, where the Nigeria Police Council unanimously endorsed the appointment of Tunji Disu as the new Inspector General of Police. Well, that critical decision was made at the council chambers of the presidential villa in Abuja.
Presided over by President Bola Tinubu, the Nigeria Police Council unanimously ratified the appointment of Tunji Disu as Inspector General of Police, following the resignation of former IGP Kayode Egbetokun. The council, comprising the president, all 36 state governors, and the chairman of the Police Service Commission, met in line with constitutional provisions, giving full backing to Disu's emergence. The endorsement clears the path for Disu's formal swearing-in by President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday.
At the deliberation, we went through his records, his performance in office, and the recommendation. And the council was glad to approve the recommendation for him to be appointed the Inspector General of Police.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu commends Disu's track record, particularly his leadership of the Rapid Response Squad in Lagos, where he earned recognition for effective crime control.
Well, I think first, probably, it's really for him to go around, especially to areas where there has been concern. I would expect him to do a real assessment, round a few formations and to be able to encourage the men.
A seasoned police officer, Tunji Disu, joined the Nigerian police force in 1992 and has served in key operational and investigative roles across the country, including in Lagos, Rivers State, and the Federal Capital Territory. Tunji Disu will become the 23rd Indigenous Inspector General of Police.
That same Monday, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission recovered wiretapping equipment allegedly capable of tapping conversations and sensitive security documents from the Abuja residence of former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. The ICPC says all the suspected items were retrieved in the presence of the former governor's wife, Hadiza, and his son, Mohammed Bello, during a search on the former governor's residence. The agency also alleged that the former governor declined to cooperate with investigators. It also denied allegations of arbitrary detention and repression of Mr. El-Rufai. Tuesday now, where 5 security officers were arrested and they're now set to face prosecution over their alleged involvement in a security breach at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport on February the 12th. Authorities say the incident involved the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, and in a statement, the DSS confirms that the arrest follows a joint investigation into what was described as a serious compromise of airport security protocols. The investigation was conducted by the Department of State Services, as well as the Nigeria Immigration Service, the Nigeria Customs Service, and the Federal Ministry of Aviation. The 5 officers were detained after they confessed to the wrongdoing. Also on Tuesday, President Bola Tinubu nominated Taiwo Oyedele as the Minister of State for Finance, replacing Dr. Doris Anete Uzoka. President Tinubu conveyed the nomination of Mr. Oyedele to the Senate for confirmation in a letter to the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. Mr. Anete Uzoka will now move to the Ministry of Budget and National Planning as the Minister of State, which is a 3rd portfolio in the administration. Until his nomination as a minister, Mr. Oyedele, who hails from Ikara Koko, Ondo State, was the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, which overhauled Nigeria's tax system. On Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu swore in Olatunji Disu as the substantive Inspector General of Police. The ceremony took place at the council chambers of the State House in Abuja shortly before the Federal Executive Council meeting.
At exactly 2:53 p.m., Tunji Disu took the oath of office as Nigeria's new Inspector General of Police. The oath was administered by President Bola Tinubu in the presence of Vice President Kashim Shettima, cabinet members, and other senior government officials. The brief ceremony followed the reading of Disu's citation by the State House Director of Information and Public Relations. His confirmation comes days after the Nigerian Police Council unanimously endorsed his appointment. Mr. Disu now assumes leadership of the Nigerian police force at a time of heightened expectation for improved professionalism, stronger discipline, and renewed public trust in the institution.
It is somebody that is well motivated, that will put in their best. Our jobs are very difficult. Some few years ago, when I was the Commissioner of Police, FCT, I was bold enough to announce that we lost 140 policemen just in a year. So the jobs are difficult. Men sleep out. A lot of people don't have time to go back to their families. So the welfare is very, very vital. And I'm lucky to be working with a president who has made up his mind to give us whatever we want.
With more than 3 decades of policing experience, Mr. Disu takes charge of the force with a pledge to strengthen professionalism and reposition the police to effectively address Nigeria's evolving security challenges.
And we flashback now to Thursday in Kano State, where the House of Assembly initiated an impeachment process against the Deputy Governor Aminu Abdul Salam. The notice of impeachment was issued over allegations of breach of trust, abuse of office, and gross misconduct. At least 38 members of the Assembly signed the notice, which was presented during plenary. The Speaker of the House, Jibril Falgore, said the process will follow constitutional procedures, which may include constituting an investigative panel to examine the allegations. The development came amid political realignments in the state following the defection of Governor Abba Yusuf from the New Nigeria People's Party to the All Progressives Congress, while the deputy governor remained in the NNPP.
Against Aminu Abdul Salam, 10-year allegation of gross misconduct, abuse of office, and breach of public trust arising from his actions when he oversees the Ministry for Local Government as Commissioner between 2023 and 2024, and while serving as Deputy Governor of Kano State, all of which are impeachable offences.
Let it be known that this matter will be handled with the utmost seriousness, transparency, and due process. All subsequent steps will be strictly guided by the provision of the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended.
And that same day, Nigeria achieved a major breakthrough in the energy sector. President Bola Tinubu announced the successful conclusion of a historic settlement agreement between the federal government of Nigeria, ENI, and the Nigerian IGP Exploration Limited. And the agreement brought to a close the long-standing dispute over oil prospecting license, OPL 245, paving the way for the development of one of Nigeria's most significant deep-water resources. President Tinubu described the agreement as a strategic milestone in Nigeria's economic reform agenda. He reaffirmed the administration's commitments to resolving legacy disputes, restoring investor confidence, and ensuring that Nigeria's natural resources deliver sustainable value to the Nigerian people. Still on Thursday, the Managing Director of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, Olubunmi Kuku, says the directive by President Bola Tinubu to suspend the enforcement of the cashless payment policy at airport toll gates in Lagos and Abuja is a win-win situation. She says it would allow improvements before the policy is fully implemented.
For several days, access roads to Nigeria's busiest airports were overwhelmed by heavy traffic following the enforcement of a cashless toll pay system introduced by the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. At the NMIA in Lagos, long queues of vehicles stretch across major access roads as motorists struggle to complete electronic payment at the airport toll gates. The situation eventually drew the attention of President Bola Tinubu, who ordered the immediate suspension of the full cashless enforcement. Speaking with journalists, FAN Managing Director described the president's intervention as timely.
The fact that the president is not just taking federal government initiatives or policy rollouts, but understanding the nature of every environment. He saw the traffic gridlock that we were having as we were rolling out the cashless policy, and in his good nature and understanding of our environment, took it upon himself to ask us to revert back to status quo or the hybrid approach. That's what we're doing. So this is a win for the industry.
She explained that the directive does not cancel the cashless initiative, but introduces a more flexible system.
And to be frank, we actually had at least 99% success with the cashless cards that were deployed.
According to the FAN boss, the ultimate goal remains a seamless and efficient airport access system, even though no specific date was given for a full return to cashless system.
He did say a hybrid approach, which still allows users to potentially use their cards and also pass through the toll. But at least now, we will still be able to accommodate cash where it's applicable.
While travelers and motorists may now heave a temporary sigh of relief, they remain hopeful that the next phase of this policy will be seamless and stress-free as they pass through the toll gates. Ayomide Ajegbe, TVC News, Lagos.
On Friday now, President Bola Tinubu approved the postings of 31 career and 34 non-career ambassadors to various countries and the United Nations. President Tinubu directed that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs should immediately commence the induction program for the ambassadors designate and high commissioners. On the list of ambassadors were the former chairman of INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, who was posted to Qatar. Senator Ita Enang was posted to South Africa, Victor Ikpeazu to Spain, and others are Vice Admiral Ibokete Ekwebas posted to the Philippines, Reno Omokri posted to Mexico, former governor of Enugu State Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi to Greece, and Femi Fani-Kayode was posted to Germany. Finally, on Flashback, on Friday, Justice Joyce Abdul Malik of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja granted bail to the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami SAN, as well as his son, Abdulaziz, and his wife, Asabe Bashir, in the sum of 200 million naira each and 2 sureties in like sum. As part of the bail conditions, one of the sureties is to deposit title deeds of properties in the highbrow Maitama or Asokoro areas. The defendants were ordered to deposit their international passports with the court. They would remain in the custody of the Nigerian Correctional Service pending perfection of their bail conditions. The case was adjourned until March the 16th for trial to begin. And that's TVC News at 10, which also featured Flashback, a review of our top stories in the week. For more updates on all the stories we're monitoring, please visit our website. It's tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on all our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. We've also got updates for you on WhatsApp and Telegram at TVC News Nigeria. On YouTube, we're live at TVC News Nigeria. From all of us here, many thanks for watching. I am Kemi Bola Adeyemo. Good night.